Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 25, and welcome back to our Calm Land Survival Challenge. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and tonight, I apologize. You guys missed an entire episode. I'm trying not to miss the upload, but yeah, it's officially July. We did planting, we did the everything. Okay, so here's what happened. OBS got an update yesterday, and it screwed everything up. And a part of that was that it screwed up my settings in OBS to the point where my recording was unbelievably broken. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. So, instead, we're just going to pretend that the last episode doesn't exist. And we just forwarded time. So basically, all that happened in the last episode, we went ahead and planted our sunflowers. We planted our corn, it's soybeans in the field. We're doing our crop rotation. We harvested our grass fields and all of that, and we took care of our cattle and everything. But yeah, anyway, it's July. It's time for another mowing, so we're going to go ahead and do that. It's also time to harvest the wheat field, which we'll do later. But first, after we get this started, I'm gonna go deliver my dried corn. That's right, it's that time again, y'all. First time ever, we are going to be taking our dried corn and selling it off. 1.31 million liters of corn, to be exact. So let's get this party started. Now, the only place that will buy it is over at the Sell Everything. So we're going to go over there. But look at that wheat field looking mighty fine. We'll be back to harvest it shortly. But we need to transport this corn over and sell it off. See how much money we made for our corn harvest. This is a lot of corn. I'm excited. So we got $187,000, almost $188,000. So let's see how much we make now. Unleash the corn. And soon our money is going to skyrocket. Oh, that's a lot of money. We're over $1 million. $1,058,471 plus $135,587 environmental bonus. Meaning that we just brought in almost $1.2 million from one harvest. One harvest! I would say, just me personally, I would say that was worth it. That is our craziest harvest ever. $1.3 million in the bank. Lord have mercy, we have hit the big time, y'all. We have absolutely hit the big time, and this little building has already paid for itself. We're going to bring this right here. Drop that trailer since we don't need it right at the moment. I believe we already took the other trailer back. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that kind of put the soybeans to shame. You just get so much corn. I was not expecting that. That is a welcome surprise, though. All right, everything else should already be taken care of. I did that at the end of the last episode. So we're gonna get this thing back across the map. And we are going to harvest our wheat field. This beautiful golden wheat field right in front of us. I've already sprayed both the sunflowers and the corn, or not corn, but soybeans. So we're good on that front. This thing will need to be hooked up to the forage wagon, which, by the way, in the last episode, I went ahead and bought some new silage additive and stacked it nicely over here next to our bay that we park our forage wagon in, so that we can always fill up right as soon as we put it in here. We'll go ahead and do that. Beautiful. All right, now let's jump out of Big Red. Let's go over here. Oh, by the way, the other thing I did do is I swapped out our weight that was on the front of this. This thing, when we bought it used, came with the front weight on it. And I didn't realize, but it actually has a 3-point attacher that you can throw on the front. So we could potentially put like an Icaria compact crop sensor on the front of that. But it's not needed at the moment. But let's jump over here in our beautiful harvester. And we'll go hook up to our grain header. And we'll harvest our wheat field. Fold that in. Unfold the harvester. We will need to enable swathing. That way we get our straw out of it. And it's time to harvest, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this party started. You guys know the deal. Set it to 49. And let this party roll. Off to a great start. Already starting to where we couldn't harvest the corner. We'll come back to that later. No big deal. But yeah, I do apologize that you guys didn't get to see me planting the big field and sunflowers and stuff again. But, yeah, unfortunately technical problems do happen, and losing an entire episode is not ideal. For me either, because it means I've got to work twice as much. So instead of this episode airing Thursday, this one is for today. It is currently 4 o'clock in the morning too, in case you guys were wondering. Dude, I am screwing everything up. That's what happens when you look down at your clock on your computer while you're driving. Distracted driving of a combine is illegal, most likely. We are absolutely raking in all of the wheat. Go over here and knock this corner real quick. And then head back across. It's funny when you get used to working the massive field and then you jump on this field and it's over so quick. Like, we bought this stuff to work on the big field, and so this little tiny wheat field it's over before it even starts. And just like that, we're done. That is all the harvesting for this month, other than grass, obviously. So one of the things that we talked about in the last episode that you guys didn't get to see was land expansion. And we did actually buy some land. So, I don't want to fold that. I want to fold this. There we go. We'll take this over. We'll dump it in the silo because I'm pretty sure that we don't need it in the chicken wagon. Probably should check that, but I could always grab it from the silo if I need it for the chicken wagon. But yeah, so one of the things that we talked about was that I have already acquired, which you wouldn't have known, but I've already acquired all this land that we need for the next big field. So now we got to try to figure out what we're going to put in it. Now, we're not ready to plant it yet, but I'm thinking sugarcane. I'm thinking we go full sugarcane in that field. And then we've got this field over here that we're getting close to having all the stuff for, too. We need to buy field number 19, 17, 16, 14, and 13, and then a little bit of 12, and that'll finish all of this owned by us. And then we can get this one eventually. We're gonna basically own the entire map, is what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm excited. But in order to facilitate the good old, what do you call it, sugarcane, we're also going to need to buy a forage harvester. And so that's going to cost some money as well. So I don't want to spend too much money right now, because we're going to need it. I'll be honest, I was not expecting to make that much money off of dried corn. Like, that's a lot of money that we just made. We'll shut down the old harvester. Let's jump in Big Red. Let's get out here and start getting ready to pick up the grass. Oh wait, we got to pick up the straw first, don't we? Almost forgot. Oh, we missed a big chunk. Apparently, I'm just really bad at harvesting. Not that big a deal. Let's grab this little bit that's right here. There we go. Now we've got all of our straw ready to go. We'll dump this in the silo. I need to see how much straw we have in the silo. I know I took a bunch of it for the cattle between episodes, but I feel like we still have a lot. We'll go ahead and start picking up the grass. If you guys remember in the last episode, we actually found a little bit more efficient way to even pick up the grass. at least in this field. So we're going to do the top headlands, and then when we go to the bottom, we'll just do the down and backs and pick up the bottom headlands using the down and backs. I'll pick that up in a minute. But it looks like they're almost done mowing, which is perfect. We'll just wait down here for him to finish that row that he's on. But yeah, so in order to do sugarcane, we have the planter. The planter that we have is a mod. By the way, I'm going to go through and show you guys all the mods that we currently have. So obviously we've got all of the DLCs for the game, as well as the precision farming. But I'm not going to go over everything in here. I just want you guys to see the mod list because I've been getting asked about it. So you guys can pause and look at anything that you want to see here. These are all available. I'm a console YouTuber, so these are all available through the mod hub. But yeah, you can pause and check out anything in particular that you're interested in. A lot of the stuff is here that I just haven't used, but you should see the staples in here as well that I use pretty much all the time in the series. But yeah, you guys have been asking about it, so I figure I would show off all the mods that I currently have installed, which is a lot of mods. There you go. And then we'll wait for this guy to come up here. We'll send that over to the other field. Alright, let's get this over to the other field. And then we'll get the fertilizer out and start fertilizing. I'm going to try not to reset this. I'm just going to go in here and press B and see if the AI takes over and does what it's supposed to do. We'll get this out, get the AI working on the fertilizing here. All right. So now we'll go up here. We'll pick up all of our grass. Also, I know you guys saw glimpses of it, but I got a new trailer for Mac between episodes. We'll be using that trailer to pick up our oil from the sunflowers. I'm hoping that hopefully the oil mill will get caught up before the next harvest, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We are producing more sunflowers apparently than it can keep up with for a year, which is no bueno. We want to keep the oil mill running, but we also want to make sure that we're using all the product. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a surplus. Which is why I decided not to do canola oil, because the oil plant can't keep up with sunflowers, so it doesn't make sense to jump in and try to do canola as well. I know that that'll make a lot of money, but again, like if the oil mill is already struggling to keep up with our yield, it just doesn't make sense to go ahead and bring in another crop type for the oil mill. Plus, currently I'm loading all that stuff onto a truck by hand. I will show you guys that trailer in a minute because it's really cool. It actually has a little forklift that attaches to it and everything. I love it. I don't use the forklift at all, but for aesthetics and as a forklift driver, I approve. Yeah, we'll get all this grass cleaned up. Managed to dodge the AI. And we're done. I always crash on this bridge. Always. I mean, it looks like it's working. We'll go ahead and pick up the grass while we're waiting for that thing to do what it's going to do. So we harvest our sunflowers and our corn in October. We plant our wheat in September. And then we plant our sunflowers in March, as well as our sugarcane in March. Now the good thing about sugarcane is it regrows. So once I plant it, I don't have to worry about replanting it. And also our modded planter, the Kinsey planter, the multi-fruit, I think it's 4907 multi-fruit Kinsey planter or whatever it is. It's capable of planting everything at a 50-meter working width. So happy about that. We'll be able to knock that out, no problem. It can plant poplar, it can plant sugarcane, it does everything. It's real nice. It's real nice, because if you've ever had to do like poplar or anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. It's a pain in the backside. Extremely profitable, but tedious. But yeah, between the modded harvesters and stuff, we don't have to worry about it being too tedious. I don't know why it always leaves that little spot. All right, we'll get them started over here doing the same thing. All right, so this truck, you guys know we got Mac back, right? But look on the back, we got a forklift over here. The trailer is a modded trailer. You have to buy the forklift separate. And I shouldn't have bought it because I'm not going to use the forklift. I load all my stuff by hand. But it's really cool. Watch this. So I can actually detach the forklift. So we'll detach it. You can see it just comes out the back. And then you can go over here. Jump in the forklift. Start it. Put it into work mode. And then use it for a normal forklift. And it's actually got an extender too. A little telescoping pusher, which is really cool. As a forklift driver, I've actually driven forklifts that have that, and they do come in handy for a lot of things. But, yeah, it's a cool little forklift. It doesn't have a backup alarm, which here in the U.S. that would be illegal. But yeah, in order to put it back in, you simply put it back into transport mode, and then you just pull it near your trailer. You jump up in your truck. Start her up. And then you can see you can attach it, put it back on there. Now, if you do forget to turn it off like I did, you can actually switch to the forklift this way and turn it off. So there you go. Just like that. But I thought this was a really cool trailer. I had to show it off. It's a really cool mod. But we have a boatload of sunflower oil from last year's harvest, and we still have a boatload of sunflower seeds in here and a boatload of sunflower seeds left in here. Still got 34,000 liters in the trailer that need to be emptied into the oil mill. But I think we'll go ahead and jump in our John Deere. We'll start up all the little auto tipping. Still keeping our biogas plant running. But we've got our milk over here. We'll go ahead and jump in this. Should be able to start filling. It won't take much on any of these, but what it'll do is it'll start the auto filling, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the episode. I did go ahead and fill up the dairy again, so we don't have to worry about the dairy for a while. So whenever we get a full tanker of milk, we'll pull that thing out of the way and replace it. Because we will be selling off any excess milk that we don't use in our dairy. I just think that makes the most sense. If the dairy's unable to keep up with production, which is not shocking considering we have like 600 head of cattle now, I think that just selling off the extra milk is better. We don't have to worry about it. We are starting to get low on TMR again. Like, we're going through a lot of TMR now. Turns out having a bunch of cattle goes through a lot of food. Who'd have seen that coming? Go over here and start our tanker discharging. Get up here, grab a hold of this trailer. I love the fact that you can get all these trailers to auto discharge. You just have to reset them every time that you bring a new, or you start back. So like in between episodes when I leave Farm Sim and come back, every time I come back I have to restart them. But for an entire play session, no matter how many months I go forward, as long as I'm not leaving the game, they'll just keep working. Saves a lot of time. May not be realistic, but it saves me a boatload of time. You see our big old dairy cow. Big mama over there. We'll hook this thing back up to the milk because that's the thing that we end up needing to suck up the most. And then we'll shut her down. So we've got this thing here's full of slurry, I think. Or I may have emptied it already. I already emptied it. So this one is empty, so it can be used for milk. And then this one is actually our old milk trailer that's being used for slurry because it can hold more. As you can see, it's already got 196,000 liters of slurry. Dude, we are making a lot of slurry. And we're making a lot of manure, too. Like, we cannot keep up. The biogas plant is not enough to keep up with our production on all of our stuff. So I've just been selling off all the extra here, too. We'll make sure that we have enough to keep this thing running because it makes us a little bit of money. It doesn't make it a lot, actually. If we go to the finances side of things, it actually breaks down how much we're making, and it's really not as much as you think. It's like $11,000 a month that we're making from the biogas plant. I mean, it's better than nothing, but you'd think you'd be making a little bit more money off of making electricity. Well, what do I know? Anyway, time to get back over here. They should be about done with that field. I'll get that picked up. And then the other AI should be done with theirs soon. I will never get bored of Tokyo Drift in a trailer. Never. That is all of our grass picked up. We'll get this over and dump it in the silo. Check our silo actually first while we're thinking about it. See if we need to put it into one of the other silos. So this is the one, and we have 193,000 liters. So yeah, we can put this in our normal silo. So the fun thing is that we actually produce the silage out of all three of the silos. They can grab from one silo's grass, which is very nice. I don't know why, but it just seems to be the thing. Because one silo was not enough to keep up with our grass before, but then we added all three of them in, and it actually keeps up now. And you can just put it in this first one and not have to worry about it. Just like that. And now we pull this around, put it away. We want to put it in the bay next to our silage additive. Try not to run over the power washer. I did go through and wash all my equipment in between episodes. Actually, let's go ahead and fill it up. It's always good to stay on top of it. But you can see why I left everything right there. I stacked it all right next to where it's going to be needed. We'll take Big Red and go put him away. For some reason I had my headlights on. Alright, let's get this thing put away, and then the AI will take over from there and spread some fertilizer on these fields real quick, and then we'll go forward. I'll probably go ahead and pass by and activate the chicken feeder too. While we got the tractor out, can't hurt nothing. I do apologize though, man. I hate missing episodes like that. Like, an entire episode gone is like an hour and a half long too, of gameplay that you guys just didn't get to see because the game or the video wasn't recorded. Like, it just screwed it all up. I hate that. Nothing drives content creators crazy quite like technical problems. Especially stuff that's out of our control. Like, the freaking OBS updates always screw everything up. They always do. It's one of the worst things to do is log in and see an OBS update, because you have to check everything, because everything gets screwed up. We're definitely getting to that point where we're going to need some we're going to need to do some liming. But I said in the episode you guys wouldn't get to see, I said that we were going to wait till after this season. So after we harvest this year on our big fields and stuff, we're just going to lime everything all at the same time. That way I ain't got to worry about it too much. Everything will be roughly on the same schedule. Grass fields, I feel like, go through a little bit more lime quicker because they harvest 3 times a year. Alright, I think that is done. Appears to be. So we'll get this over here. We'll knock out the next field. What is our current environmental score? So we're down to a 91 because of our pH, most likely. So you can see that it is starting to affect our environmental scores. So we're going to have to bring the pH, the acidity of our land back down. Forgot to go back over and fix those spots that the AI always misses. It's alright though. We'll get it. In the grand scheme of things, it's not all that much. Alright, let's get over here and do the last field. We're actually getting low on fertilizer again. Now, we did say we were going to start spreading poo. We can actually load this thing up with manure, use that as fertilizer, and I do think I will be doing that. That'll save us money, and it helps us get rid of manure, which we are making way more of than we're actually using. But we got to get through all of this first. We'll need to fill this one up with fuel on our way back to the shed. We'll get that in a minute. Apparently I missed a spot up here, but that's fine. We'll pick it up next time. A little bit squirrely there. The funny thing is we have $1.39 million in the bank, and we haven't even gotten our sunflower paycheck yet. Our sunflower oil sells in March, and I didn't want to sell it like the first year because we only would have had a couple of pallets, so it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But by the time March comes back around, we will have our entire harvest, hopefully, from the first year ready to sell off. So I'm excited to see how much we make there too, because that is a lot of sunflower oil. And I'm pretty sure sunflower oil sells pretty good. Okay. Let's get this thing put away. We'll fill it up with fuel first. Also looks like we're going to have to repair it soon. I have been repairing it relatively frequently since everything's parked next to the workshop anyway. Go ahead and fill this thing up with fuel. All right, let's see what's in the shop. Anything? Oh, Bessie. Good old Bessie. But no, we're after a harvester. We're going to need the forage harvester, which we're going to get the Lizard Colossus forage harvester. I don't need 3,000 horsepower, so I think we'll go with the, I guess, 1156 horsepower version. Okay, wait. That's 27. This is 46. We can go 46. How about that? I do like the Nokian tires, so we'll go with that. Standard is fine. Beacons, we don't care about any of that. Exhaust is standard. Where's the exhaust? I don't even see the exhaust on this thing. Where is it hiding? Oh, it's right there. Go with a black exhaust. It doesn't even change it. Oh, it does. I guess it changes down. And no, maybe not. I don't know. We'll just keep it standard. It's got the long pipe on it, which is fine. We'll keep it the same color as everything. So we don't need to change any of that. That's $307,400. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. And then we are going to go ahead and go to our headers and pick up the sugarcane header. There's one specific for sugarcane. That's cotton. That's poplar. Okay, here's the sugarcane. So we're going to grab this. And we're going to go with the 50-meter working width, obviously. Standard everything. Unrealistic crop guides. We don't need that. We don't need crop guides where we're going. Everything else should be normal. And go ahead and buy that. That was actually relatively cheap there. We still have over $1 million in the bank. That's our harvesting equipment that we needed. Let's go ahead and put this away now. Also, you guys would not believe the amount of money that it costs me just to buy the soil information nowadays. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. All right, let's close the doors on this operation. We don't need it for the rest of the day. And then we are going to travel up to our brand new harvester. And since this forage harvester is probably only going to be used for sugarcane, we can go ahead and do this. Now, we should also go ahead and buy some sugarcane trailers while I'm thinking about it. I have no idea how much sugarcane we're going to get off of a field. But I'm guessing it's going to be a lot. So I feel like we should probably buy at least 3 trailers. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Specific for sugarcane. That is their whole purpose, is sugarcane trailers. So we are going to go down to our Lizard Colossus trailers. Go in here. We're going to get the maximum capacity. So each one of these trailers can hold 5 million liters. Now, you'd think that'd be a lot, right? But I have no idea how much we're going to get off of the sugarcane. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy 3 of these. Worst case scenario, we don't need it for the sugarcane. We can use them anywhere. Like you can never have enough trailers on this farm. Like we need trailers everywhere. But we are going to go ahead and change the cover color to sugarcane color. So we'll go with the slime green. There we go. That should tell us what we need. And we'll grab 3 of these. So there's another $60,000. We still have $1 million in the bank. Now, one of the things that you guys told me in the comments is that you can hook these together. I already knew that, but yeah, in case you didn't know that, these trailers also freight train together. Now for the real fun part. The opposite of the opposite. Turn it. Well, this thing. Pushes a little bit harder than you'd expect. Because it pivots on the rear wheels so well. We got to be real close. It's off by such a small margin. Ah, now we shoved it. God dang it. I will get this to... We will have a choo-choo train. Alright, opposite of what you think. Let it naturally go. Just kind of control it. Alright. Push it back. It has a lot more horsepower than you think. Again, we are missing it by such a small margin. I think what I should do is just go ahead and do it the easy way. Set that down there. And we'll just bully this trailer into submission. Well, don't tip. I just want to slide you. Okay, we can just spin this around. I think we got it. Alright, now we should be able to just back straight up to it, in theory. Got it. Told you we could get it. And to my knowledge, there's no, like, limit on how many of these you can hook up to. I think the most I've ever had was, like, 12. They weren't these trailers, they were the other ones. The lizard trailers. Our sunflower field's looking mighty fine over there. We'll get this thing back to the factory, or back to the farm. Try not to run into our field, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to have to park these somewhere, and God knows I'm not going to be driving these things or reversing these things. So I think this is going to be one of those times where we put these in the grass, maybe. And drop that there. And then we can bring our newest member of our family and park it in the shed too, right next to her brother. Look at that. Like they were meant to be. Looking fancy next to one another, ain't they? All right, so now that we've got all that done, I think I'm going to go ahead and probably call it an episode here. We will be doing a harvest in the next episode. We'll go ahead and go forward in time. I think we can go ahead and go to September. We can plant our wheat field. But that'll happen in the next episode. Only thing we have to do, since we've got everything already auto-unloading, will be to grab a hold of our milk and slurry. Because they immediately fill up. Like, they just fill up every month. We'll jump in our little John Deere. Okay, it actually only got 33,000. Wait, what did it do that for? Thought I disconnected it. And we'll grab the slurry as well. You can see the slurry was filled up. As far as everything else goes, we do have our straw. We still have 665,000 liters of straw. We are completely out of TMR. Okay, I'm glad I looked at that. We need to go get some TMR. Yeah, we have 620 liters, or 620 head of cattle now. Let's go over and get some TMR. I just filled this trailer up not that long ago. That's how much TMR we're going through. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I think this is where I'll go ahead and end it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize for the missing episode. Again, not much I can do about it, unfortunately. But I wanted to get you guys an episode anyway. So hopefully this will satiate you guys. We made an absolute boatload of money off of our corn. Definitely might have to be doing more corn in the future, because I think we're making more money off of corn than we are our soybeans, which is crazy. But I digress. Thank you guys so much. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.